what do you see as kind of the best strategies, Spencer and Rachel, when it comes to running a smart firm from a tax advantage perspective?
Yeah, good question. And these are probably ideas that you all have heard before, but they are important. And even just the basic foundation can really help your CPA navigate the different tax decisions and strategies that you want to make for your firm. So, number one would be that we want to keep your business and personal finances separate. So, if you're able to do that, it's going to make your life and your CPA's life a lot easier. We also don't want you to risk any liability protection that you may lose if you start to mix and mingle your finances. And sometimes on this point, what I hear come up on calls with clients is that you're doing a good job of keeping your business and your personal separate, but you don't quite understand how that relates to your taxes. Um, and so keeping it separate, it's about good financial hygiene, but it's not a tax strategy. So sometimes clients will say, "Yeah, I'm keeping things separate and I'm leaving profits in my business bank account. Therefore, I'm not switching it over to personal and I don't have to pay tax on it." That's actually not true. It doesn't have to do with helping you delay paying the taxes. You pay tax on the profit of your business. And how we find that profit is we want to have good bookkeeping and financial statements. So that's probably point number two that I would share with people is whether you're doing books yourself, which we wouldn't necessarily recommend, but some people like to do it and can do a good job of it, or outsource it to somebody else. We want clean, accurate books and clean, accurate financial statements because as we're helping you tax plan and strategize, especially towards the end of the calendar year, if we don't have a clear picture of revenue coming in and expenses going out, then it's hard for us to make suggestions. We have no idea what tax you may ultimately owe on your business profits. And also, as a business owner, you've probably experienced this already, but you have to make quarterly estimated tax payments. And again, if we don't have a clear representation of what your income is going to be, then we can't help you make these quarterly tax payments. And a CPA that's helping you kind of strategize. Some clients will do different things with their quarterly estimated payments, whether they want to make them or not, but we can't even really get to that conversation until we have the clean data. So I would start there. Um, Rachel, anything you'd want to add?
Yeah, just to add on to keeping your business and personal information separate, it's really important to take the time to understand what a business expense is and what a personal expense is. I like to say, as a business owner, you are your business. So a lot of things that you're spending money on, even if maybe your intention wasn't for that to be a business expense, or you really like your new technology or something that you're purchasing, even if you enjoy that thing, it can still be considered a business expense. Since you're your business, think about, is there something that helps you do your job better? Because that potentially could be a value for your business and something that can be deducted. So really taking the time to go through and understand what you can deduct, what you can't deduct, and be like proactively thinking about your expenses. Think about what you're spending on Amazon, your technology expenses, all of those things. Because if you are keeping business and personal separate, you do want to make sure that as much as possible is a business expense. And then also you want to think about your mixed use expenses. So you have business, personal, and also the in between. So for example, if you go on vacation, and part of that vacation, you're going to some CPE or continuing education or doing some research. Part of that vacation, even if your family is with you, even if you do enjoy the trip, could be a business expense. Or if you use your vehicle for work, if you're using it, over 50% for work, that could be a significant expense. So think about what's business, what's personal, what's in between, and constantly going through that is definitely going to help you get the most out of your tax situation.
Right. Okay. So it's keeping business and personal separate, right? It's having clean books, and then it's also taking the time to understand where you can actually use and best use business expenses. Does that sound about right?
That's right.
Cool.